Alright. October 24th, timestamp. October 24th, 2025. It's about 2:20 a.m. Happy birthday, LT. I've been working. Actually, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I need a third tentacle. This should be easy. Kidding, of course. I'm going to walk some pups. Got a box of some great kindling paper. See, I do have a hand free now. You are currently writing in a box of kindling paper with some correspondence on top. Alright, pups. If I drop this and break my phone, I will cry. Okay. Some strange sounds behind me, which I don't really care for. None of any of that is what I wanted. It's sitting down there. Ooh, I know what I'm gonna do. Okay, that paper crashing sound is exactly what I was trying to avoid. And it clearly did not work. Go me. But it'll be okay. I got most of it. Some of it fell down further into the lanai. But I bet if I were to pan the camera over even in the daytime, you wouldn't be able to tell. I created an extra mess you won't notice. Oh, dear God in heaven. Okay. Okay, Scrappy, don't stop in front of me in the dark, because that's when you do get kicked. We gotta talk about your choices. Kids. Whew, found a bunch more, like, frankly, magazines and catalogs. Quite a few of the magazines, I think these are mainly geared towards senior citizens, because they're kind of, hey Scrappy, I got this, thanks. Yeah, bugger off. They're kind of designed to look like magazines, but realistically they're more like multi-company advertisements. You know, they'll do an article about how French doors are in fashion now for building projects. And then, oh yeah, if you want those products, here's 3 pages of ads about them, you know. So it's sort of a magazine. It's really kind of a overblown advertisement disguised as magazine. A lot of times older people don't really know the difference. They don't know how slick marketers are anymore. And some of them do. And some of them don't. There's a certain naivete with some of the older folks I've noticed, especially dealing with my parents. I mean, as an example, it's like 5 years ago, we were, as a family, discussing some things were happening in politics, and my dad said something, I don't even remember what, but this is going to be a controversial statement, even though it's incredibly true. On this particular moment, as is the case about 40 times a day, I told my dad, I'm like, Trump was lying, Dad. And he looked at me with all sincerity. He believed it to his core. And he said, the president can't lie. He was both adorable and sad all at the same time. And my mom looked at him and was like, Fred, the president does lie. And he's like, he can't. It's like, like, Dad, when you get sworn into office, there's no, lasso of truth that they tie around your neck, which forces you to tell nothing but truth hoods. That's not how this works. But my dad was convinced, in a perfect world, sure. But not in the current else world we're in. So I am aware that sometimes the older folks get lost up in the idealism of what they think was reality even 60 years ago. Advertisers have to tell the truth about their product. Even a long time ago, they might fudge stuff. These days, they'll out and out lie. But yeah, these magazines are... Honestly, they're like... I've been doing shallow breathing all day. I don't know why. I think I'm having mild panic attacks. Hopefully it's not the other. Yeah, nowadays advertisers will just lie and even cover up and pay out damages if it's accidental food that was contaminated. I've read some cases there where a recall is more expensive than paying out the damages. And if you were to ask my dad 5 years ago, he'd probably tell you, well, they can't do that. That's not true. They would recall that. No. If a recall is going to cost them $1 billion, and the legal department estimates they'll pay out a couple $100 million in damages, they'll go with the cheaper option. They've been doing that for quite some time. Well, a couple people might get hurt or killed, but recall's $1 billion. That's really expensive. We don't want to do that. We'll pay the widow $100 million. That'll be the end of it. A bunch more people get sick, but they won't even know why they got sick. Right? Exactly. So, doing some of the sea salt caramel. It's so good. Oh. Hey, I didn't put that there for you to claw on it. Knock it off, Doodle. Come on. Come in, Scrappy. Yes, I sort of have a box in the way, but it's not blocking you completely. Doofus. I open the door and he stares at me like, what? You came to the door. Clearly you wanted in. Beef jerky. Can you eat it right in front of me so I can't pass? Alright, I'm going to go around you. I'm going to try to. What a pain in my butt. So, been working. Been watching videos on YouTube. Not watching typically. Unless something really catches my ear and I have to pay attention. Been watching some videos on some of the horror games that are coming out this year and or that are coming out next year, and even some that came out last year, because I'm so behind on stuff. It's true. I'm still probably gonna... What are you? I don't know what you are. I'm still probably gonna play through Resident Evil 0 as like the first thing that I sit down just to do. But I copied down a big old list of some stuff that looked pretty good. The Devil in Me sounded really good. And I think I already have a couple of the, I've been picking stuff up on Steam for a while. But I haven't actually played anything. I mean, a couple games, but not much. Song of Horror, I've got a couple, I think that's a series, isn't it? Like an anthology? I think I have a couple, and it was mentioned by a couple of different, like, YouTubers. But, yeah, I mean, I copied down a whole list of stuff. And somebody did a preview for Alan Wake 2, which I had already heard good things about. And I never even played the first one, and I had heard good things about it, so... Exactly. So, I think I have it in my Steam library. I think. But I'm not sure. He's tall. So, ASMR. He's really tall. I think the scale might be a little too much on this one. I got a Charlie. For those that don't know what I have in my hands right now, this is he's a Scooby-Doo Where Are You character. This is the monster that was haunting the Funland amusement park. And I think the scale's too big, because this guy is 9 inches maybe? And I think Charlie was taller than the kids, but this is way taller than the kids. All right, X. X just tried to trip me. He's my cat, but he likes hurting me. So, Charlie, and he's got them, like, magnet points. I saw one in package, and it comes with a U magnet that you can... Please. A plot point thing. Yeah, he's... Not sure what set he's supposed to be for. Equity marketing. Maybe he seems tall. I mean, after Roo. Also from Equity, right? No, it's character options. He just seems really... I mean, Scooby's head comes to about his mid-thigh. I don't know. He looks great. He looks fantastic. That might be a little too big. I'm not sure. Figure it out. And I don't mind if there's a little bit of scale deviation, but he might be more than just a little scale deviation. Yeah, he's 9 inches tall. I'm willing to bet to be in scale with the other figures, he probably should be about 6 or 7, maybe? Because that 2 inches looks drastic when you're talking about, 6-inch figures.
The human has been neutralized.
Just truth. Still not AI.
Intruder alert.
Still early. Not sure what this one is, so it'll be a surprise for both of us. Oh, okay. Alright, so I worked at Dollar Tree. I love the Final Faction figures. I think they were just a really good looking, like, sci-fi horror figure. They did some soldiers too. I thought the soldiers, they were supposed to be like G.I. Joe kind of thing. I thought they looked kind of meh. But the creatures, I think, are fabulous. And there was a guy that was selling like a box of 20 of the drones, which I love the sculpt on these guys. Absolutely love them. So, because again, like an army building standpoint, come on. Beef jerky time. You already had yours, don't give me that look. Doodle. What? You have kibble, I can see it. Now you're just standing in my path on purpose. Alright. There you go. Alright. You got yours, you got a bigger piece, so don't even look at me like that. The little guy's growing on me. Especially since he started actually going outside and doing what he's supposed to be doing. Makes a difference, you know. It's easy to hate when you're not doing what you're supposed to do. But this is over by the TV. On top of the little microwave over there. Got a small army of some of the different Final Factions. The creatures just look really good, in my opinion. Again, got some Doctor Who on the telly. That's one of the Dalek episodes. Is it Resurrection of the Daleks? Spoiler alert from 20 years ago. More than. That's the episode that Tegan leaves at the end of it.
The human has been neutralized.
She does come back, though, a while later. I've always wondered about that. I don't know if anybody's ever asked Janet Fielding about that. That whole, did you leave the show and then have regret? You called them and they said, hey, we could work you into this story. Curious. Or did you leave the show and they needed somebody from a previous whatnot and they started calling old companions to try and make that part of the story work? and you were available. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I think there were 21 of the drones, which I like the crawlers, the kind of little crab-looking guys. But as far as the more bipedal, humanoid-looking sculpts, I love the drones. So, and the guy had like, and this won't mean anything to you if you don't collect them, but he had like 20 brutes, 20 synthoids, like multiples of the different types. But I like the drones the best, so I watched it, and then he sent me an offer for like additional monies off, and I'm like, okay, that clinches it. I'm gonna go ahead and grab it. So my drones came. I wrote drones on the side of the box. I saw that it said drones, and I was thinking it was just markings from another thing that was stored in the box, i.e., you know, like remote control drones. Didn't even think about that. Yes. This, if I got the shipping address right on it, this should be the Halloween lot. I think I mentioned it earlier. There's like, 40, 50, not the movie franchise Halloween, but just generic horror Halloween kind of stuff. And there were a few pieces in it that I was interested in. Yeah, I just kind of thrown in here. And then there were a bunch that I was like, I don't care. So it's going to be a lot of resell. And there were some things that I was curious as to what the hell I was looking at. I'm still not sure what I'm looking at. But it's looking back at me. It's supposed to be like that, maybe? It's a bendy with an eyeball. Doodle, don't help me. My cat's on the other side of the bar.
Intruder alert.
Foam eyeball ornament.
Intruder alert.
Looks like a Dollar Tree item. Momentum Brands? It's not a Dollar Tree brand. I don't know. That's interesting. Not even sure what I think of that. Do not. Stop. Hey. Knock it off. No, don't knock it off. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure what that is. Oi! Uh-huh. Oh. Okay. It's like a Weeble almost. It feels weighted on that side. Weird. Dinosaur? Like a dinosaur egg hatching kind of thing. But very... Yeah, I mean, it's very Weeble. Very strange. Oi, no. Not. Mm-hmm. My cat's being a jackass. So, pirate action figure, pirate zombie, some kind of Imagine X or Fisher Price. Head doesn't turn, but your arms move, and your hips wiggle. Do not. It's maybe a Google Lens thing because I'm not seeing a mint mark. Base of the hat, maybe? No. Nothing useful. China. Well, that tells me a lot. Never would have guessed that. Oi! Yep. he's determined to be a jackass here. So I know what this is. This is a Congo figure. It's like he's got arms that move and whatnot, but nothing drastic. I've actually gotten a bunch of these in before and sold them pretty easily. Some kind of funny car thing. It's interesting. I don't know. Got a Skeletor in here, one of the more modern ones. I know I saw a He-Man in here too. There's another Ghost of Redbeard, which I'll sell. Some kind of like mini pop. That's a Slitheen from Doctor Who. Who are you? Titans vinyl figures. It's actually got the little TARDIS on the foot too. That's pretty cool. Interesting. Okay, I think he's done being a confused total a-hole. Not necessarily Halloween exactly, but waking up without looking at me would be a little scary. What are you? $2005 Little Wonder Studio Zone XONE toys. I don't know what you are. You're definitely nightmare fuel for a 3-year-old. Is this supposed to be Shredder? Hey, it is. Turtles, yeah. Torso of somebody. He's had a rough day. Anybody got a clue about that? In Google Lens, I'll figure it out. Some kind of... This is one of the ones I wasn't sure about. Obviously some kind of vampire action figure. It's got a lever on the back, which has him begin the Macarena or something. I'm not sure what's going on there. Okay. This guy must go with the other guy. Another piratey zombie looking guy. Those are actually kind of fun. But I'm not sure what it is. Okay. Some kind of spider-like critter. I don't even know. The legs are alternating. It makes me think you're supposed to run or something. You know, like they rotate like a water wheel. I don't know. We're going to stick with interesting. Some kind of terrifying little clown figure. Special. And I'm going to guess he's the Grumble. I don't know what that is. There's a bunch of stuff in here, obviously, that I... Oh. You're an interesting something. Looks reptilian head and looks zombie-like because, you know, you can see through him. And that arm moves. That arm does not. Hips move. Head moves. Yeah, head moves. I don't know what you are, but you're pretty damn cool. You look like something I'd run into towards the end of a dungeon. I've seen these before, but I'm not sure what it is. Got a keychain or backpack clip, probably more likely. And another one. But yeah, the point of this one. Okay. You are a Funko 2016 Microsoft. Honestly, not sure what that is. Not sure. The point of this was there were a couple of pieces in here that I definitely did want to keep. This is All Kinds of Beat to Hell, 1993. That is absolutely an old school Gomez Adams. But yeah, there were a couple of pieces in here that I saw that I was like, yeah, I got that, yeah. And the rest of it was all very much oh, I'm going to resell that because I know what that is. Some of this I don't know what it is. You obviously attach to something, and you look like you are, feel like Brad. You are some kind of a mount of some sort, as in like giddy up kind of thing. I don't know, because that looks almost like a, you know, like where a character would sit and handlebars or a stirrup or. I'm stupid and I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know. You are a cap for something. Maybe a candy cane or something. Sometimes they'll have like fancy topper for 1997 Amblin. So going with Jurassic. Now I think this is a Mummies Alive figure, I think, which these are actually kind of sought after. It's hard for me to read that, but I don't personally collect them. It's pretty cool. I'll have to, again, Google Lens, because might be some money there. This is probably one of those Titans again or something. Funko, yeah, it's got to be one of the like tiny Titans or whatever. Obviously a Leatherface. But again, looking at Big Lot, it was like $40 total. I was looking at another beetle type thing. Where are you? I was looking at a couple of pieces, and then most of this is going to be resale because I can make money doing that. 2000 Mattel. That may be an earlier Imaginext. Yeah, this is, I think, one of the Toys R Us molds. They did like fantasy, like toy soldiers, like army men, but like fantasy creatures and stuff like that. Cavemen. Silly Slammer. It still works.
You're mine. I want my mummy.
Really? It's not even a good dad joke. Interesting. You are small. Scarecrow, maybe? Dark Knight kind of thing? Like a really Dr. Crane minifigure kind of thing going on here? I don't know, because he's wearing a straitjacket. And he's also wearing a Scarecrow mask. It's gotta be, like... It's gotta be like from the Bale Batmans. A rather generic bendy witch. But I mean, there's huge amounts of stuff in here. Interesting. This is, speaking of Army Men, this is from an old set that KB Toys and Circus World used to have called Dragon Riders of the Styx, I believe. I've got some of these. Hard to believe, but this guy by himself could be worth like $1 or $2. They're really hard to get. There was an 80s into 90s thing, I think. I've got some from way back. Oh, you are spectacular. I need more of this. It's like a little, Army Men kind of thing. But that certainly looks like an orc warrior kind of thing going on there. That's cool. Can I get a whole box of those for $40? Probably worth some money, and at the same time, from an RPG standpoint, yes please. Bandai. Mummy of some sort. The head does not move. Arms move. No holes in the feet. I still maintain that should be a standard from now on. I'm sticking with that. Put holes in the feet. Not sure what you are. Okay, you got the actual genus species name. So this is one of those, like from the dinosaur sets where they have the name of the dinosaur on the side. I'm actually not even going to try that. Alright, I will. Australia. And it's over bumps and stuff, so it's kind of hard to read. Australopithecus, male. He looks sad. Just him and his pet rock. He looks sad. But yeah, I've got still like 40 things in here. I don't want to make you crazy looking at. Excuse me, sir. I think I found one of your appendages. I'm just going to put this. We'll talk later, sir. Yeah, there's just a bizarre assortment of things in here. Aspen. A little minifigure. Got the name Aspen and a barcode on the front. I'm not sure. You're interesting. Okay, you're clearly with Aspen. Interesting little, I'm gonna spend a lot of time with Google Lens, it would seem. It's like a whole series of these things. Interesting. Okay, you're interesting. Okay, I'm starting to put it together now. Alright, so this one is in there too. And he's got a badge that says death. And that sure looks like a Judge Dredd kind of costume. So I'm wondering if you're from that universe, which might also explain the inmate looking thing with the name. Aha! I've had 5 concussions, but I'm not stupid. Usually. This is another one of the fantasy ones. Again, I think it was a Toys R Us line. I've seen it copied a few times, though. You maybe Muscle or Guts. It's a little wrestle figure. I'm not sure. That's a Google Lens thing for sure. This is one of the figures that I was interested in getting. So, Wolfman, I think it's Burger King. Burger King! I think I have like one of them or 2 of them, but I was like, eh. Between that and the Gomez. No one's getting the Gomez. I think I can give the guy a hand. 1996 Marvel Toy Biz. Okay. Toy Biz did a bunch of Marvel figures. I think they still might. Got a couple. That almost looks symbiote-like. This might be an accessory for a symbiote figure. It clearly opens. There's a button in there. Does that lock it? No. I think it's not working correctly. I think it's supposed to stay open, and when you step in it, it closes like a Venus flytrap. If I were to take a guess. Oh, cool. So, willing to bet that goes with the Gomez. It'd be swell if there was a Morticia in here. I don't think I have a Morticia. But I do have a Barracuda. There's just so much random stuff in here. Yeah, I don't see it. Give the guy a leg up. And he still needs a hand, so that's the Peter Pan to dance where he's concerned. '84 Columbia, yeah. That's got to be some kind of a Ghostbusters Slimer kind of thing. Maybe an accessory from one of the figures, because Ghostbusters came out in '82. I'm not sure when the figures came out. But I know they did like the real Ghostbusters, like based on the animated, and they did quite a few. They did the Firehouse, they did Ecto-1, all the characters, quite a few ghosts and stuff that they made up for the cartoon. So, and I know that sometimes the Ghostbusters accessories can be really hard to get. Because you're talking about very easy to lose, very small toys from the 80s. So, and they weren't as mass produced as like some of the Kenner stuff. You know, some like the Star Wars and G.I. Joes. They didn't make as many of the like real Ghostbusters stuff. But yeah, got a bunch more like little figures in here. No Morticia. I was hoping. Honestly, I didn't even know the Wednesday and Pugsley were in there, though. I knew the Gomez was. That was one of the things I saw in the picture that made me go, let me look at this. Look at this a little more carefully. Well, what all's in here? I could resell that. I know what that is. That's worth $5 or $10 right there. Yeah, okay, sure. So, I gave myself more work because, gosh darn it, I was running out. Maybe I need to rethink this a little bit. But honestly, what I'm looking at here on the bar right now, this big old pile of stuff, what I'm looking at there is $100, maybe $150, maybe more. Because I know what some of these things, yeah. So, we'll see. So I'm going to put some of this back in the box. I'm going to pull out some of the ones that I want to Google Lens first, try and figure out what the heck they are and market them. And I'm going to continue on the pile behind me. I think that Charlie's too big. Well, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and close it out here. Make it a great day. Get back, pirates.